Hello, we the members of Group 1 will be looking at the statement, internal recruitment and promotion should always be prioritized over external hiring to build loyalty and ensure cultural fit. Internal hiring can certainly benefit an organization. However, the members of Group 1, Nicola, Shakima, Karen, Sheneth, Stacy Ann, and myself, Juanita, will be opposing this statement. We believe that prioritizing internal hiring can actually limit an organization's growth and effectiveness. Mario Han et al. 2025 define recruitment as the process of attracting and evaluating candidates to ensure the most qualified person is selected to meet the organization's need. Bano et al. 2022 also explained that organizations can either recruit from internally within the organization or externally from candidates outside of the organization. Mario Han et al. 2025 explained that internal recruitment can strengthen employee loyalty and give them opportunities for growth. However, always prioritizing internal candidates assumes that the company already has every skill and perspective it might need, which is rarely the case. Bano et al. 2022 point out that prioritizing internal candidates can limit innovation and limit new ideas in the organization, which impacts its competitiveness and ability to grow. Hafnida et al. 2025 note that internal hiring can boost morale, but sometimes these candidates may not know the most effective ways to solve certain problems, which can impact efficiency. Mario Han et al. 2025 said that external recruitment, on the other hand, brings in new skills, experiences, and perspectives that internal candidates may not have. Even if external candidates take time to adjust and achieve organization fit, they may bring innovative ways to address challenges. Bano et al. 2022 added that external hires can help the organization adapt to changes, including advancements in technology. During this presentation, the members of Group 1 will discuss the reasons why organizations should not prioritize internal recruitment and promotion over external hiring. We will focus on how external hires provide access to skills not available internally, promote diversity and inclusion, mitigates favoritism and internal politics, how it supports organizational culture, how it supports rapid growth, reduces operational disruptions, and how it enhances organizational learning and competitiveness. I will now hand you over to Karen, who will discuss how external hires provide access to skills not available internally.
Recruiting is a vital function within human resource management that contributes to the establishment, sustainability, engagement, and expansion of an organization. For this reason, HR must be able to identify critical issues within the organization and employ the right managerial skills to address the issues accordingly, even if this involves recruiting new employees. My colleagues and I are of the view that employing new employees introduces the firm to new perspectives that drive innovation. Additionally, hiring externally allows organizations to acquire specific expertise needed to fill essential skill gaps. Coard et al. 2022. These researchers highlighted that recent technological advancements have significantly transformed the job market, creating new demands for skilled professionals. As a result of this change, employees are forced to seek external skills to fill the gap. Furthermore, the cost of training internal employees in areas such as cybersecurity, data analytics, and digital transformation can be extensive and costly, potentially impacting the overall financial performance of the business. This underscores the importance of hiring new skilled employees. We are cognizant that some researchers such as John et al. 2021 do not support our view, as they highlight employee turnover and the significant cost associated with repeatedly recruiting and replacing staff as key challenges faced by employers. However, not all researchers concur with this perspective. Kehoe et al. 2024 argue that modern workers possess broader professional networks, enabling organizations to leverage these connections to identify and recruit skilled candidates more efficiently. With that being said, would you prioritize concern regarding cost over the potential for innovation and new perspectives that will generate significant profit? Additionally, recruiting new hires help avoid stagnation, reduces the risk of conformity bias, and creates valuable learning opportunities that allow organizations and employees to thrive. Our next speaker will speak on promoting diversity and inclusion as a benefit to employing new workers.
Willie et al. 2024 support the idea that organizations with diverse and inclusive workforces are more innovative and make better decisions. This goal is best achieved through external hiring, since internal promotions usually favor the same group and existing company culture. External hiring allows organizations to find potential employees with different experiences, viewpoints, cultures, and backgrounds. Adi et al. 2024 suggests that this approach gives employers access to a larger talent pool, including highly qualified individuals. Research indicates that having a diverse team brings different perspectives that enhance innovation and improve the decision-making process. On the other hand, Jagadish 2025 argues how unconscious bias and discrimination can occur when internal promotions inadvertently strengthen cultural homogeneity. Further, the principle of meritocracy is weakened when employees believe that promotions occur because of favoritism rather than merit. This action can destroy trust, hinder progress, and reduce workplace morale. Wilson et al. 2025 endorsed the merit based system, which focuses on qualifications and experiences when selecting potential employees. This approach encapsulates fairness, equity, and transparency. I now turn you over to my colleague, Stacy.
Thanks to my teammate for taking us through those benefits. I'll continue by sharing the benefit of external hiring that correlates with organizational cultural shifts. Internal hiring reinforces existing culture, good or bad. Or opponents will state that internal hiring presents a preservation of organizational culture because employees are already socialized into existing norms, values, and routines. While this contributes to continuity, I'll say it also means there's a risk of problematic or outdated cultural practices being reinforced rather than challenged. Devar 2020 explains that internal labor markets reward continuity and predictability, but also limits exposure to alternate work practices and cultural regeneration when change is needed. External hiring brings fresh cultural energy, introduces new perspectives, behaviors, and expectations shaped by different organizational experiences. It acts as a legacy mindset disruptor and fresh cultural stimulator, as new entrants can question ingrained practices and stimulate reflection among existing employees. Cressman and Mulasiga 2025 refers to new organizational members as a key micro-level trigger of cultural change when they disrupt entrenched patterns. External hiring helps modernize outdated organizational cultures. In organizations facing digital transformation or shifting market conditions, internal development alone is too slow. Our opponents cannot deny that external hiring helps modernize culture by importing contemporary work practices, leadership styles, and values aligned with today's environment. Tedesi Bogea and Depila 2024 supports this by emphasizing that organizational culture evolves through external adaptation, not internal reinforcement alone. Shepard and Patzelt 2022 further states that external hiring signals leadership's intent to infuse new ideas and drive change. Another benefit of external hiring is it supports rapid growth and scaling. Why? Because internal pipeline slows execution for large-scale expansion and restricts talent requirements. Our opponents should understand that rapid growth creates immediate capability demands. Organizations scaling quickly cannot solely rely on internal development because it takes time. External hiring allows firms to acquire ready-made skills and experience when speed is critical. What benefits are gained as we tap into a broader labor market access to support rapid growth? Firstly, internal labor markets are finite and often insufficient when growth outpaces internal supply. So, external hiring accelerates this productivity at a much faster pace. Secondly, scaling is a time compressed growth process where human capital constraints are a major risk. External hiring helps overcome these risk constraints and sustain momentum. While internal pipelines are valuable for retention and morale, they are limited in size, leadership capability, and managerial diversity. During large-scale expansion, relying only on internal talent restricts growth capacity and slows execution. Braemar et al. 2024 demonstrates that internal pipelines shape performance outcomes but have boundary conditions, meaning they work best to support growth when complemented by broader labor market access that supports geographic expansion. For example, into regions where internal talent may be inflexible. Additionally, they assert that external hiring ensures adaptation of the organization to new business objectives more efficiently and creates stability where uncertainty exists. Together, these benefits show that external hiring enables organizations to change the way they think and scale how they operate. Cultural transformation and rapid growth are interdependent, and both are constrained when organizations rely exclusively on internal hiring. My teammates will now take you through how external hiring reduces operational disruption.
Thank you, Stacey. Another important benefit of external hiring is that it helps reduce operational disruption within the organization. When organizations rely heavily on internal promotions, filling one position can often create a gap in another. For example, if a supervisor is promoted to a managerial role, the supervisor's position then becomes vacant and also needs to be filled. As employees move across roles like this, it can affect multiple teams at the same time. This kind of movement can interrupt normal operations, especially if positions are left temporarily unfilled or if employees need time to adjust to their new responsibilities. Research supports this idea as internal hiring can create multiple vacancies across job levels within organizations, according to Devarro 2020. External hiring helps to reduce this kind of disruption by expanding the talent pool. Instead of relying on existing staff, organizations have access to a wide range of candidates who can step into roles when needed. It also allows organizations to bring in specialized skills that may not already exist internally, which is important for maintaining performance. Overall, this helps to maintain stability and ensures that productivity continues across teams without significant interruption. The final benefit we will look at of external hiring is that it enhances organizational learning and overall competitiveness. By recruiting from outside the organization, employers gain access to a wider and more diverse talent pool, which increases the range of skills and experiences available to the organization. This becomes especially important when organizations are growing or expanding, as external hiring allows them to bring in additional talent to meet new demands. External hires can also bring valuable networks and industry connections, which can strengthen how organizations operate within its external environment. According to Armstrong and Taylor 2023, external recruitment plays an important role in introducing new knowledge, improving organizational compatibility, and supporting competitiveness. At the same time, external hiring supports more objective decision making by reducing the influence of internal bias or favoritism. Altogether, these factors contribute to continuous learning within the organization and help ensure that it maintains competitiveness in a constantly changing business environment. I will now hand you over to Nicola.
So we conclude, my dear colleagues, that both internal and external hiring are common methods companies use to recruit employees. Both methods have their pros and cons. However, while internal hiring can boost morale, enhance growth and loyalty, and reinforce the organizational culture, it should not be the main strategy. Relying solely on internal candidates to fill vacant roles may lead to skills shortages, reduce efficiency, limit innovation, and disrupt operations. Internal hiring also carries the risk of stagnation and decreased workforce diversity, and especially when specialized expertise is required, it may not meet the necessary standards. Mumba et al. 2023. External hiring, on the other hand, brings new skills and approaches, facilitates a fresh perspective, embraces new competencies, and offers new opportunities for organizational growth and transformation. External hiring allows for tapping into a wider talent pool and introduces new knowledge and expertise that would not otherwise be obtained from the existing employee database. External candidates can challenge existing ways of thinking and contribute to an organization's progress and development. My colleagues were very clear in their arguments that support external hiring, and although both options, external and internal, have benefits, it is clear that the notion that internal recruitment and promotion should always be prioritized is fundamentally flawed. While it offers loyalty and a boost in staff engagement, an over-reliance on internal hiring limits an organization's potential. Devaro 2016. In conclusion, external hiring promotes fresh energy, new ideas, and expertise that are critical for growth in an ever-evolving environment. Companies that dispel this notion risk falling behind their competitors. Therefore, it is clear that internal recruitment and promotion should not always be the first option. In short, companies that can value internal talent while remaining open to the transformative benefits of external hires are highly likely to remain successful, and a balanced approach that combines both internal and external recruitment strategies is often more effective. My colleagues, my team, and I have presented sound arguments that dispel the notion that internal recruitment and promotion should always be prioritized over external hiring to build loyalty and ensure cultural fit. Yes, internal recruitment can boost morale. Of course, it can reward loyalty and build trust. And yes, it can preserve culture. But should it always come first? Absolutely not. In closing, while internal recruitment and promotion may be advantageous to any company by strengthening familiarity and commitment, they cannot and should not always take precedence over external hiring. Organizations that limit themselves to securing internal talent run the risk of stagnation, reduced innovation, and missed opportunities that promote fresh perspectives and critical skills. We therefore firmly and confidently oppose the motion. Thank you. To my worthy opponents and Dr. Glasgow, We thank you for allowing myself and my team to so eloquently oppose the moot that internal recruitment and promotion should always be prioritized over external hiring to build loyalty and ensure cultural fit. Please note we have documented the references to support all our points. We do hope that you reflect on all that has been said, and please, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for your time, your attention, and your willingness to engage with both sides of this important discussion. We also commend the opposing team for their thoughtful contributions and hope that our arguments have been able to bring a new perspective to this debate. I thank you.